Hey y'all, welcome back to lovefromaleo. So this is your January 2020 reading, and this is your card, Gemini, and this is the focus. So we have Sagittarius. So this doesn't mean you're going to be focused on Sagittarius people. It just means that you're going to be focused on the broader picture of things, the bigger picture. So you're going to be looking at things from a broader perspective. Some of you guys may be looking at things from a higher perspective. It just depends on how spiritual you are as a person. So your focus for your actions is the Judgment card here. So you're trying to figure out what belongs in your life and what doesn't. I feel like this is a trend with most of the signs that I've been seeing. King of Wands, you could be trying to figure out if a fire sign needs to be in your life or not. Ew. Okay, so let's just look at your present, right? So we have the Devil card here. So there's a lot of ego, but I feel like it's not ego per se. It's more so like you're focused on your personal desires, your personal passions. And so when this comes into play, it's like nobody can stop you from what you want for yourself, right? And so it's not that you're being devilish, it's that you're being selfish. You're like, no, I want this, I want that. I'm not going to settle. You're not settling, and other people may view this as like, oh, you're leaving, or oh, you're giving up, or oh, you're not who you used to be. But it's like, no, I'm just evolving. And so that's what's happening for you, Gemini. Cardinal Earth, so that's King of Pentacles. That's definitely Capricorn energy. We do have the Devil card here, so we know Devil card and Capricorn is the same thing in these decks. So there definitely could be a Capricorn that is maybe not holding you back, but maybe they want you to just act like how you used to. And I don't think you want to act how you used to. And so it's showing up as like resistance. It's like you're doing all of this because you have the Three of Wands. So with the Three of Wands, you've been honing in on something you're trying to master. If you look at the Three of Wands, it's a triangle, which is the fire element symbol. So it's like you've been working hard to ignite some type of flame or passion within yourself. You've been really working hard on something, especially with the King of Pentacles here. You've been cultivating, harvesting, and growing something. And it's like your passion and your ego is not going to let you just give up on this because someone else wants you to. And that's why it's showing up like this. It's kind of crazy. We have the Aries card, not the Aries card, but the Aries energy here with the Rams. And so it's like you're having this new spark of inspiration as well. So maybe this person doesn't, it's not that they don't want you to succeed. Maybe they can't even see the vision. You have to remember when you're dealing with fire energy, there's like this vision that other people can't see. And so they can only understand it once you like complete it or achieve it. And so I feel like that's what's happening here. Like they don't see what you can do because it hasn't been done yet. Eventually you're going to prove them wrong. So that should be interesting. Let's go ahead and see what part of your life are you starting to change? What part of your life are you not settling in anymore? Okay, so we got four cards. Okay, so Eight of Cups. So you're leaving something behind. It could have involved an Aquarius, or maybe something that you thought was going to work out and it didn't. Nine of Wands and Hangman in reverse. So you needed to put more action into something and you needed to make a decision. So it's kind of like that moment when you have an ultimatum. So you were making an ultimatum about leaving an Aquarius behind. Yo, what's up with this Aquarius shit, yo? Like I saw this in like I think 2 readings ago. I was looking. But this Aquarius energy has finally caught up to y'all. Remember we were talking about this, I think 2 or 3 months ago. It finally caught up. That unspoken like code that you guys kind of sort of have. I don't know if it's because you guys are both air signs, but it's like there's this unspoken conversation that's been had. This month you're deciding if you're going to leave them behind or not. Like, are they going to stay your friend? Are they going to stay your lover? Are they going to stay a part of your circle? That's interesting. That is so interesting. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands. So you may feel very passionate about this person, which is why it's hard for you to kind of like figure out if you need to let them go or not. I think you also have found that you've outgrown something or someone. Oh my God. Okay, who is this person? Who is this person? I know I was saying Aquarius. It could be someone else. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. And then the second card that we have is the Magician's card, which is Gemini or Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Wow. Okay. We also have the Moon card, so it could be any female in your life. Okay, Gemini. So I'm starting to see what's happening here. Okay. We got the Seven of Pentacles. you're trying to like obtain these downloads from universe, but it's like it's because you want a certain thing in your life. You're like, look, I'm trying to create some shit, I'm trying to download, I'm trying to manifest. You're trying to be the magician, you know what I'm saying? Like, you as Gemini, you are the magician, and you're like, look, I'm trying to work my magic, and people are over here trying to like stifle my magic. I can't have that happening, and that's what's happening. So if you are a Gemini that's going through this, no worries. Let's just see what's coming up for your advice on how to make sure you have full control over your magic during this January. I feel like there's so many people that's going to be trying to just figure out what you're doing, or they're going to try to figure out how to stop what you're doing, and we can't have that happening, okay? So we have Strength card here. So you just got to keep pushing through. You got to know what your goal is, your end goal, and keep pushing until you find it. You also have to remember your authority and like your position within the situation. In other words, if you are a person who knows that the people that you're trying to get away from are not spiritually inclined as you are, understand that in order to get past them, you need to be quiet, because if you tell them what you're doing, they're going to try to sabotage it. So instead of trying to convert people or do whatever you're trying to do, just keep your mouth closed, do your rituals, do your spell work, do what you got to do and get it done, okay? So let's move into your past. Why is all of this happening in the first place? So we have the Knave of Swords in reverse. So you were having some issues with yourself. I think you weren't treating yourself to your highest capacity. I think that you were having issues with honoring yourself as a Gemini. There could have been a Pisces that was involved in this, a Pisces sun, moon, rising, and or Venus. Or this could just be saying that the Neptune energy kind of just had you like escaping and you weren't dealing with your reality. We do have the Five of Wands, I'm sorry. So you were having some arguments, maybe some internal battles within yourself in the past month. And so that's why you were showing up as not as confident, or maybe you were showing up as you don't have any direction, which is kind of scary. And so that's what was showing up for your past. If you are still a part of that situation, let's see what you can do to get out of it. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the Jupiter card. So you have to kind of have faith that things will turn out right, but you also have to understand that everything is going to happen based on what you did in the past. So if you were making good decisions, then it's going to show up that way. If you were planting bad karmic seeds, then it's going to show up that way. But at the end of the day, it's more about not expecting anything. You have to just expect the unexpected, because at this point, it's time for you to move on and you're still dealing with it. So there's no real, way to say what's going to happen. It's just going to happen. So be prepared for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into your future. For your future, we have the Three of Pentacles. So that means that you're working, and you're working diligently with someone who allows you to work well with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a smooth transaction. I don't think you're stepping on each other's toes. I think you guys work very, very well together. This could be with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. This definitely has something to do with work, okay? So this is everyday work. Even if it isn't a traditional job, this is something that you put work in, you invest in. It is some type of business somehow. Okay, so your hidden desires behind both of this is the Two of Swords. So the reason why you're just working and not focusing on anything else is because you're trying to figure out how you feel about things. Not necessarily what your priorities are, but more so like how you feel about what your circumstances are. So if you're looking and examining your life, you're like, okay, am I okay with this or am I not okay with it? That's what you're thinking about. The Emperor card here. So I feel like you're trying to take hold of your life. That's the whole reason why you're even focused on, working and trying to figure out like how things are going for you. But, when you're really looking at it, the Nine of Swords is saying you just got a lot on your mind. You're not really getting anywhere with it. Let's see. Why do you have a lot on your mind? It's almost like you have too much to do and not enough time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Four of Swords in reverse, Lovers card in reverse. So you were putting action into fixing a relationship that went wrong, and it's just not working. I think you want things to turn out right for it, and it's just not. You have to put an end to all of that shit that you're feeling. But I feel like you're not ready for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like you feel like you're supposed to be on this stage where you're like completely ready for everything that comes with marriage or a relationship, and you don't have to be. You do not have to be. So for those of you who are going to be going through this in the future, what is the advice that I can give to Gemini so that they make better decisions and create a more positive situation for themselves? Four of Swords. So instead of trying to do something about it, can you just sit down and think about what the hell you're doing, Gemini? Like, all this Mercury energy that I'm feeling for the future, and even in January, it's like you have all of these thoughts and all of this energy you're trying to put into something, but you haven't sat back and actually thought about where your stance is. Like, yes, you're curious about it, but what do you feel about it? Not what is everyone said about it, but what do you actually feel towards these situations? And I think once you figure out your purpose and your stance on the situation, it's going to be a lot easier to figure out what you're going to do about the situation. The problem is you're trying to like act before you think, and it has to be the other way around. Okay? So keep that in mind. I know it's kind of hard to do that, but you are ruled by Mercury, so your whole life is based on doing that. You have to do that. So with Mercury, you have to sit back and think before you do, because otherwise it's going to be a shit show. It's going to come off as you being a fraud. It's going to come off as you lying. It's going to come off as you just not being reliable. Okay? You need to be adaptable. You don't need to be like, I don't know. You don't need to be getting caught in everything you're trying to do. You need to be moving like a snake, okay? Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Okay, child? But with that being said, if you want a personal or private reading with me, you can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. I am having so many things come for this channel, so many big things, so please make sure you are subscribed so that you are notified whenever I upload those things for you guys. Like the video if you liked it, especially if you made it this far, you might as well like it, okay? I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. Happy New Year. Bye, Gemini.